I spilled caviar on my swim trunks.
Daddy says my swim trunks were positively filthy.
Daddy says when I get married, my wife will be the most beautiful in all the land.
Daddy says he's scrubbing my trunks right now. Daddy said it wasn't okay for me to go into the hot tub in the bath. Daddy had me wear my slacks.
I'm wearing slacks as well.
Daddy says slacks in the hot tub are the best way to go.
Daddy says there's only one problem. Moist slacks.
Oh, Daddy warned me as well. He said, don't you dare come into the house with moist slacks.
Daddy says moist slacks cause me to feel chafed.
Daddy says if you rub my big pink belly, it'll give you good luck.
Daddy says I can have unlimited amounts of non-alcoholic beverage.
Daddy says your daddy's the smartest daddy in all the land. Except for Daddy, of course.
Daddy says you can stay with me in the hot tub all day.
Daddy says later this week we're going shopping on the streets of Marseille.
Daddy says that would be a fantastic place for you to get your fiancée a wedding ring.
Daddy says before the wedding, I need to go to the fat farm.
Daddy says I'm smarter than all the other boys at college.
Daddy says once he had to sit through an entire opera in moist slacks.
Daddy says we should always try to be kind to the poor.
Daddy says the best way to give to the poor is to give to charitable organizations. It's important to include the middleman, Daddy says.
Daddy says when I get out of the hot tub, he'll have his masseuse powder my bum.
Daddy says he's going to be taking me shopping in Aspen to get my fiancée a fur.
Daddy says whenever I drive by a homeless person, I should give them a thumbs up.
Daddy says he's going to get me a gold taxidermy deer.
Oh dear. Daddy says, I beg your pardon. Oh, there's another one. Daddy says we could stay in the hot tub all day until our beautiful pink skin becomes pruny and flaccid.
Daddy says I'm gaining weight, and in order to dry me off after the hot tub, I'll have to use 7 towels to get into all my folds.
Daddy says when drying off after the hot tub, be sure not to rub too hard because I'll become chafed.
Daddy says he loves me and that I'll never want for anything, ever. Daddy says you're far too skinny.
Daddy says you're far too fat. Although actually he said you're far too softic. That's how Daddy talks. It's time for us to get out of the hot tub. But I don't want to. Daddy says the best thing to do is to hang our slacks in the sun so we won't come into the house with moist slacks.
Daddy says if I come into the house with moist slacks, he'll give me a spanking.
As Daddy would say, ready when you are. We'll get rid of our moist slacks.